The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the November 15th, wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, TV Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be a pioneer of our future versus a prisoner of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the good in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, let your fingers do the walking or the talking. And just send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading line, please put radio show question. And then, of course, inside the Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got the Dow trading down about 100 points, 23,309. S&P is off nearly 10. NASDAQ 100 down about 0.5%, off 29 points. Russell 2000 down only 3.5. Semis are down 9. You've got gold off $5, silver down 8 pennies, light sweet crude off 34 cents. Leading the charge here, dollar-wise, the upside is YY Inc. up 19 bucks or 21%. I wonder why. Priceline is up 9 bucks, 0.5%. Children's Place up nearly 8% or 8.65. You've got Chipotle up 5 bucks. Nettie's up 4. To the downside is Amazon down $13, off 1%. Accordia Therapeutics down 11 bucks. Google's off $6. Target down 5.60. Nvidia off 5 bucks. Big correction there. So that's what's going on inside of the markets as we speak right now. Let's go to our first requested question. We've got several, and then we'll go get to the markets. I like to get to the questions first. If you take the time to ask, I'm going to take the time to give you my thought. And that first question was if I could go take a look at gold and try to give you a feel for what my eyes see when we take a look at Goldilocks out there. So the first place that I like to start with regard to gold out here is I always like to take a look at that correlation between yen futures, gold, and also treasury bonds. So that's our 3-panel chart that we're taking a look at right now. And uncannily, you can see that there is the directional correlation it's just very clear. And that just means that because the correlation is out here, we can go ahead and take a look at those other instruments to kind of gauge, and this is a 10-minute chart, so on a shorter-term basis, what might be going on out here. So we see the correlation exists, and what I do is just simply switch over and take a look at now the daily charts out here. And the daily charts are where we're going to have some information specifically about each individual futures contract, whether it's T-bonds, left-hand panel, dead center, the yen futures, dead right-hand side is going to be gold. Specifically with regard to gold, here is what's going on, or here is what I see that is going on. It is nothing more simple, nothing more difficult than the mere fact that gold continues to trade inside a range. That range has support and resistance levels established by our good friend John Logan, TAS Market Profiles. The top of that box is 1287.10. The bottom of the box is 1269.60. Yes, those areas get pierced, but what we typically see is that is the level that, and this has been in a consolidation pattern with regard to this box since October 31st. Today is the 15th. How long will this consolidation continue? I don't know. How long will the box continue? I don't know. But what we do know at this stage here, and the beauty of these profiles, is that, as John liked to say, you can eliminate one side of the trade. And what he meant by that is that when price is above the box, you can eliminate the short side of the trade. Now, from a profile standpoint, they're not leading indicators. They're kind of somewhat lagging indicators. Nonetheless, still very good indicators out here. It just means that it's not going to call the exact top or the exact bottom. But what we have right now is nothing more than sideways movement inside of the gold contract. Now, that is a bit unusual when we take a look at what's going on inside the Japanese yen. Because what we're seeing here as we speak right now, we're seeing a breakout above a significant resistance area. If we go ahead and we turn price off, the reason I say significant resistance area is because you will see this profile that formed out here on November the 7th for yen futures that had a bearish structure to it all the way around, because you had a new profile formed below the prior profile, and the new profile that formed, the center of the box at 88 cents, 0.88148, much closer to the top of the box, 0.88289. That being the case versus the bottom. That being the case, closing above that resistance level tells you that it is changing its trend out there, because the snipers should be hanging out at 0.88289. Now, this can change at the end of the trading session. We really won't know. But as we speak right now, and we turn price back on, you'll see that price is clearly breaking above that area. That would beg the question, well, why isn't gold doing the same thing? I don't have the answer. It's a directional correlation. It's not a pip for tick type of correlation out there. But nonetheless, one worth paying attention to. We won't spend any time talking about bonds. What else is gold doing? What else does Steve look at? Well, really look at these three specific. Gold priced in yen, top panel. Gold priced in euros, bottom panel. Gold priced in dollars, our center panel is euros, and is the bottom panel. So the very first thing that sticks out to me here is gold priced in yen. Well, first of all, this bottom back in June of 2010. So this thing had formed its bottom. In case of euros, gold to bottom in December 18th, 2013. Gold in US dollars is around 4th, 2015. So the bottom thus far is in. We have trend line, the green lines on our chart out here, that haven't been broken, although the one with gold priced in euro is threatening, so maybe it's down in support. Maybe it's going to go ahead and break that trend. And you can see the wedgie patterns that have formed here, gold priced in all three currencies, the red descending channel line. Now, the cool thing is that if gold priced in dollars is going to break out, you will see a close above this trend line. The trend line, by the way, was established or began back in 2011. So closing above that level, and where that's at as we speak right now is about the 1350 area is what we would call it. If we were to see gold close above that, that would then communicate to me that the downtrend since 2011 has ended. And at that bottom, in December 2015, that's a big bottom. That is what I see when I take a look at Goldilocks. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back. Dow's off 102, S&P still down 10 points. Last element really on gold is trying to figure out what in the Sam Heck commercial traders are doing with regard to both gold and silver. When we take a look at their percentage of net short positions versus open interest out here. And they really haven't moved much off of. Now, what I've learned, this is just really a good guideline to try to get a feel for what the big money is doing out here. Can't necessarily be used as a timing tool. The cool thing about integrating this into the market profiles that we looked at is, first of all, it should be no surprise if, in fact, gold pushes lower. But until that correlation disappears between the yen, right now the yen is saying not so fast, not just yet. But the reason why I say it should be no surprise if gold were to push lower is because of the position, the percentage of net short position that the commercial traders have for both gold and silver. They're up towards these levels still. And this is even in the face of a little bit of a retracement that we've seen ever since when the week of, this is a weekly chart, by the way, since September 9th out here with regard to gold. That's its last weekly, in essence, swing point high out here. So, but we'll know if, in fact, these commercial traders are correct when we see the bottom of the, quite frankly, the weekly box fail to act as support. And that's a little bit lower than on the daily chart. Okay, Tom writes in and says, good afternoon, Steve. Let me blow this thing up here. I've been trading the TBIX the past few days. I exited all my positions this morning. I say to you, congrats on that. I'm wondering if I should be buying some back here. Any thoughts? So when Tom was exiting that, I'm sure that what he was looking at was a 30-minute chart here for the ES Mini. Now, the cool thing about this chart here for the ES Mini, 30-minute time frame, you're going to see really two patterns that formed out here. Number one, price was moving lower, doing less relative energy out here. Is that a problem? It only becomes a problem for the bears when the cavalry shows up, and that's exactly what took place at 10:30. You had a nice little piercing candle that formed, and that said you should anticipate more bounce. And that's what we've seen thus far. In fact, bounce by bounce, price moved right up to a resistance line, Tom, this little dash green line out here. That's a Tom DeMark support or resistance line. In this case here, it's a resistance line, and that's where price stopped. Doesn't mean that things are going to turn down. It just says that it could. you should anticipate that's where the price bounced. So if you're looking to add back, that was your signal that came in here at about the 11:30 time frame. We also have a nice little seventh wave move. That letter is G on my system out here. So you had really two patterns coming together at the bottom. Why are we taking a look at the ES Mini? Well, because these products that Tom, in essence, is trading are really based upon the S&P 500. The ES Mini is going to go ahead and give us the better patterns that are out there versus trying to figure out what in the Sam heck's going on inside the SPYs, as an example. You mean you're going to be able to tell me what the market's doing by taking a look at price discovery over a period of 6.5 hours versus basically 23.5 hours out there? You tell me which one you want to use out there. You don't even have to tell me. I already know which one you would use. You're going to use more data is better. Because we can go take a look at the SPYs. We're not going to see a seventh wave move on a 30-minute chart. Or at least we likely are not going to do that. Anything can happen. But I know, and you know, and Tom knows, hey, you got to pay attention to that ES Mini. Now, with regard to the actual spot volatility index, which really for the TVIX, we've really got to look at the futures contracts here for November, December, January, because it's two contracts that are out there. If we take a look at the spot volatility index, so just to give you an idea out here, number one, it's above Stevie's 50-day. It's your 50-day exponential moving average. That's priced at 1089 right now. You had a shooting star yesterday. That was a candle that formed. We said those, especially with regard to the volatility index, really in overall, they either work or they don't. In this case here, it didn't work. But interestingly enough, where price, this is a daily chart, Tom, where price got up to was that green dashed line. That is resistance out here. So, it kind of hit its target and backed up. I'd rather see you buying back in on that product if, in fact, you were to see price fall back down towards the 50-day exponential moving average line, 1089 out here. Actually, no, that's not the 50-day. Not in this chart. That's Stevie's red line, 1089. Yeah, I'd rather see that take place before you would enter it. But you're trading it intraday. I'm looking at a daily chart. I just want to point out that it has hit, in essence, resistance, and it has failed at resistance. So if I were you, I would be, what else can I provide you with? What else can I provide you with to answer that question? Let's do this. Let's take a look at this set of panels out here and see what we see. Okay. Now, I'll put this out here for you, Tom. Put this out here for everybody at TFNN. The panel number 3 is the one to be focused on. And what you're going to see right now is the reading there is 1.08. Now, that is the spread, or that is the ratio between the spot volatility index and the 3-month volatility index reading. And you'll see some green arrows out here, the green hornet. And when that reading closes, we're not at a closing price just yet, but if we were to close at 124 in the afternoon, what this would signal to you and I, Tom, is that the S&P 500 is getting ready to make its next bottom. Sometimes it works to the day. Sometimes it takes an extra day. But now you've got this compared with a price relative strength divergent pattern inside the 30-minute chart. And I would say you just have to be cautious out here because you can see all of the other green arrows and you can see the bottom. Now, does it work all the time? No, it does not. I still have yet to find any tool that works all the time. I have tools, and you've seen them, that work such a majority of the time that it just increases the probability of assisting you in making the call as to what the market wants to do next. We can't control the market or the next piece of news that comes out, but we do know the patterns associated with tops and bottoms out here. So I would say, sounds to me like you've been profitable, Tom. I would sit on that. I would sit on that, and I would wait to see what reading we get here at the end of the day's trading session. Now, this forms better bottoms when the trend index gets to the 2 level. You'll see some other green arrows in the very bottom panel. We're nowhere near that. I don't anticipate that that is going to occur today, but that's about all that I can provide to you to assist you with trying to make that question. So I hope that that helps you. Another question that came in out here, see if we can get to this here in the next minute. This came in from, where is it out here? James. James writes in, Come on, download. You've talked about how to spot market tops. Have we had a market top? I appreciate your opinions very, very much. Have a great day. So let's go try to answer that question. I can't do that in a minute's time, and it always depends on what indice it is that you're talking about out here. Let's stick with the S&P 500 for the moment. If we take a look at the S&P 500, when the market makes a top, just like we've looked at on those 30-minute charts out here, price moves higher, does with less relative energy. The actual top signal, James, came right here, the trading session of November 7th. We've traded, in essence, lower ever since. November 7th was a reversal candle, referred to as a key reversal session. Now, interestingly enough, yesterday was a hammer. Hammer time. And right now, the S&P is trading above the low of that hammer candle, right into support. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll try to answer and finish answering that question for James when we get back from this break.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Denver and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this morning?
Great, Steve. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
The reason I'm calling about is there's a small company that it's got a revolutionary technology. The symbol is RESN, Richard, Edward, Sam, Nancy.
Yes.
And they make these RF filters, but they've got an improved filter, for phones. And you always need these filters to be able to make sure you're getting good reception and you're not being interrupted by other frequencies.
Okay.
And apparently these guys have come up with the one that's simpler to make and less expensive to make, but it's more efficient.
Sure.
And I just wonder, where do you think this $5 stock could go?
Well, so the answer to that is it could go as high as, at this stage of the game, $19.86. It is trading at $4.99. Now, the reason why I say it could go that high, I'm looking at a monthly chart here. This is a equity, looks like the IPO run took place in June of 2014. This thing ran from that month, the low was 725, all the way up to a high volume untested high the month of February 2015. 6.3 million shares were behind that move. As an example, you're only doing 1.6 million shares. Now, something happened in 2015 that shareholders didn't like. So you told us about the fundamental aspects of the company. The most fundamental aspect of what shareholders think are what they're doing with regard to how they're pricing out the shares here. And so at this stage, we have to take a look at it. This thing went from $19.86 all the way down to a low of $1.71 out here. So, and it has really just been trading sideways since May of 2016. We're October 2017. So you can't get too excited necessarily price-wise because we haven't seen any kind of a break. On a weekly chart, just to give you an idea, on a weekly chart, the resistance zone took place the week that began March 30th, 2015. The following week, there was a gap down with volume behind that move, 3.1 million shares. The gap is $6.37. Maybe this runs up to $6.37, but it acts as resistance out here. I don't see anything negative. I just don't see the story that you're telling isn't matching what we're seeing here inside the price movement of the stock out here. So maybe hit 637 if you're long this. Look to be very careful as it gets to that area. If it can close above that, then you have a change in trend, most likely, and 637 should become support. So that's what I see with regard to this. But you've been looking at the chart itself and so forth. What have I overlooked for you?
No, that's great. No, my chart didn't go back, so I didn't know where it came from and back the IPOs and so forth. So I appreciate that very, very much. I understand.
I'd say if you're looking to buy
customers and supposed to have some activist investors that are yelling to sell the company. And I don't know if all these other companies that if they want to pick up another company with RF filters that's better than what they're doing with, maybe it's a buyout target. I don't know.
Yeah, so you've got all those potential things that are out there, but stock chart wise, it's very clear as to what's going on. If you're going to go ahead and try and take a stake in this, I'd say wait for it to pull back to maybe about $4.27, $4, somewhere in that range would probably be a good reward to risk for you. I suppose. Okay. But I don't see necessarily the things that we'd like to see inside of this
in a chart, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I appreciate the information very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks so much for calling. That was Ron in Denver. Ticker symbol there is RESN, Resonant Inc. out there. So back to the question for James with regard to, we know how to spot market tops. Do we see anything out there? So we were looking at the S&P 500. Let's kind of step back here and take a look at it. So the S&P 500 showed one of our price relative strength divergence patterns, gave us the reversal candle. We've seen things trade lower. We know we have a hammer candle. So yesterday's low is very important for the S&P 500. If you close below that, that would suggest that price is going to continue lower. Why? Because when you close below the low of a hammer candle, as we like to say, if you're long, you're wrong. But that means we have to go take a look at other pieces of information out here to confirm that. One of those pieces of information would be, hey, Steve, what's going on the daily basis with regard to our TAS market profiles? Well, in the case of the ES Mini, if in fact it were to close below 25.68, we're trading at 25.67 right now, that would be another suggestion that there is a short-term, at least a short-term change in trend. We would be trading down below the bottom of box. That would be true in the case of the ES, as we are right now in the YM, the Dow, as we are inside of the Russell 2000. The sneaky little booger out here, the fly in the ointment to going short, is really coming from the NQ. All that took place today, thus far, in the push lower was a test of support. That support, 62.24. We didn't actually get down there. We got very close to it. By close to it, we got to 62. What did we get down to? 62.30 versus 62.24. Not too bad. You really need to see it close below 62.24 to overwhelmingly provide you with a short-term change in trend message. So watch that price point inside the ES. But that's not the only place, because we've got more. In fact, you need to have more, because if there is a top, as you are asking, James, that is in place, well, we're going to see a crossover, a bearish crossover in the market breadth of the S&P 500. And we don't have that at 1:36 in the afternoon. We just simply don't. Last time we had a crossover in the S&P was back on August the 29th. August 29th is when you had a bullish crossover. So using this tool along with those other tools, you could have been long since August 29th. It would still be telling you right now you should still be long. So you don't have a negative crossover in the S&P 500. We did earlier in the morning have a negative crossover in the NASDAQ 100 on a daily chart. We don't have that as we speak right now. We're close, but no cigar. So if there really is a change in trend that is underway, why don't we have market breadth bearish crossovers? The reason is because the market isn't bearish. Not just yet. Not so fast. Now, the other element, James, that we have to take a look at is what is the one-day rate of change in the volatility index. As we speak right now, we're at 10.79%. That means a 10.79% increase over yesterday's close. Why is that important? Because should this close above 10%, then what that suggests to us is within 24 hours, fewer, what we're going to see is a bounce or bottom inside of the S&P 500. Why? Because that's just how this tool works out here. Does it work all the time? No. But it works so much of the time, ignoring it would be perilous to your life. In other words, you had a hammer yesterday in the S&P. You don't have negative breadth crossover. And you've got this one-day rate of change saying bounce or bottom. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Rose off 109, S&P down 10. So in summary, James, yes, we have some signals that a market top, short-term market top has formed. What that forces us to do is to try to go down and find support. And what we are seeing is there are several indicators right now suggesting that what's forming is a bottom. We haven't seen much of a retracement. It's a retracement nonetheless, and I would not jump on the short train right now. If anything, I'd be looking at possibly jumping on that long train. We just have to see how things close at the end of the day. So let's go to another question that came in. This one is from Julie. Says, Steve, longtime listener, first-time writer. I love your show even more so those many years ago when you shared with us stories to help us lead an inspired life. You guys remember those years. I love those stories. Julie goes on to say, I'm writing because I need some of your inspiration. Lately, I have been struggling to make decisions that I know I need to make, whether it's trades, investments, or more importantly, things going on in my personal life. When you face a roadblock, what tools do you use to overcome those roadblocks? All right, so we're going to need more than just the time remaining in this show here. But let me see what I can do to help you, just as I've done with everyone else. So, and let me try to correlate it to the market as best that I can, kind of off the cuff here. So if we take a look at, so whenever any of us are facing roadblocks, it just means it's an opportunity for us to grow. When the market is facing roadblocks, the cool thing about the market is you and I know what those roadblocks in the markets are. For example, if we take a look at gold, well, this is silver. Let me just go ahead and put gold up here just for the heck of it. We know the roadblocks inside of gold to the upside and to the downside are those TAS market profiles. That's between 1269 and 1287. When price breaks above, closes above one of those, we will know that the market, which also was struggling to make a decision, will have made a decision. And that is important, because it's really all about making decisions. Because I would ask you this question. This is only for Julie, so everybody else out there, close your ears. But the question would be, what shapes one's life? Whether it's the life of the stock market in gold or whether it's your own personal life, what shapes your life? Is it decisions or is it circumstances? You see, right now what we have is a set of circumstances out here where price is just traveling sideways. So sometimes when you take a look at a stock chart or you take a look at a life, traveling sideways is fine. Decisions come by breaking above, well, support or resistance. In life, we like to break above resistance because in support, we're going backwards. And sometimes we break through support. So now how do I put that into perspective? What does that look like? That would look something like this.
This is the way it kind of works, or this is the way that I believe it. So we know in the market these levels of support or resistance. In life, the way that it kind of works is, I'm just going to draw a little bit of a circle here. Try to draw a circle. I'll try it one more time, see if this works. There we go. And so click right there. And here is a little circle. We'll just simply have to call this the circle of life. Now, what happens over time is that we're able to handle all the problems that occur inside this little circle out here. But from time to time, there are things that occur that happen outside of the so-called circle of life. I'll just simply draw an X out here. Whoops, I was going to try to draw an X. There we go. It's a small X, but it's an X nonetheless. And we can just populate this, and you've got all these little small X's that happen. These are out of our comfort zone, so to speak, out here. And what happens is, with those things outside there, what happens is just like we're seeing in the case of gold, it keeps bumping into resistance. So let me get a little red arrow out here and we know what its comfort zone is. Its comfort zone right now in gold are those TAS profiles. Well, in life, you keep trying to bang against resistance, bang against resistance, bang against resistance. And then when you actually take what I like to call massive action, you get outside of your comfort zone, that's when all of a sudden the circle of life, so to speak, expands. I don't even know where that came from, but we'll try to draw that circle in here. And then you've got a new sphere. So in essence, all of those things that used to be problems, these little X's here, are no longer problems, and you can start handling all that. So it's really about just simply making decisions. So why don't we make decisions? Everybody knows that. It happens to all of us out there. It's because of fear, right? The only reason we don't make a decision out there is because of fear. Fear of something, fear of loss, fear of losing out on something. It's about fear. Now, we like to use that acronym, false evidence appearing real. The reality is, as well as I do, your fears are real. They're real to you. So I can't give you a load of BS before Steve that says that it's all false evidence appearing real, because they're real fears. But the reality is that you have to make a decision. Here's the thing. You have to make decisions from strength, not from fear. Because, in fact, don't ever make a decision from fear. You're going to make the wrong decision. Most of the time, I'll qualify it, you're going to make a wrong decision. What you have to do is you have to make a decision from strength. And that's really going to require basically, three things out there. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to be able to come from a place of strength. And you've got to have that emotional power inside there. How do you do that? Well, the easiest way, when you have fear, each of you know this, market does the same thing. That's why we use those profiles. Like last week, when we saw gold trade down as quickly as it did, some people out there might have thought that was a lot of fear. You and I just looked at it and said, hey, it's nothing. It didn't break through a support level of those TAS market profiles on a daily basis. It was no big deal. It's proven at this state of the game to be no big deal. Don't make decisions from fear. Here's how you come from a level of strength. The easiest way for me to use it is a golfer out there, because it's a sport that I love to play. And don't have to be a golfer. You can just watch a golfer on television. You can see a golfer when he stands up to a shot and know when he's coming from a place of fear, or he or she, or coming from a place of strength. Coming from a place of fear, your shoulders are going to be hunched. You're going to be using the wrong words, like don't hit it in the water or don't hit it in the tree, instead of focused on what you should do. So you focus on what you shouldn't do out there. You have to have the emotional words whenever you're trying to get over something. You have to change your physiology. So whenever you have a wave of fear get over you, just simply stand up and change your physiology and walk. Like, even if you don't know what decision to make, walk like you did know what decision to make, and focus on the right thing and use the right empowering words behind that. Look, I start my show each day. Maybe you just gloss over. I say, don't be a prisoner of your past. What I really mean by that is, don't let just simply what we know simply be all that you do out there to make your decisions. You see, we're all striving up against this block out here. Roger Bannister, before he broke the 4-minute mile out there, on that morning, he was not going to run out of fear. He feared that the change in wind direction was not going to allow him to do it. So he was like, the heck with it. And nobody was breaking the 4-minute mile as it was. He, at that stage, would have been a prisoner of his past. We are prisoners of our past. Don't let your past control the future. And that will help you get past and overcome those roadblocks out there. Look, it's harder than just that.
but that will be off to a good start. So, Julie, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing. I'm sure I'll hear from you again. And when we get back from this break, we're going to go look at that ticker symbol, SAND. Dow's off 113, S&P down 10.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's TigerTV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
All right, folks, 2-minute drill out here to take care of 3 questions. So, Mike's question is it the closing one-day rate of change or is it an intraday one-day rate of change in the spot VIX index? It is the closing rate of change. Intraday doesn't mean anything. It is the closing rate of change, Mike, that you would be taking a look at. We had a question out here as well with regard to take a look at ticker symbol SRE. This is for Hot Dog, and Hot Dog was looking to buy this on a pullback. Is today the day? And the answer is no. I would sit tight. And the reason I would sit tight, you have a big old bearish engulfing candle out here. And price is going to come back and test Stevie's red line. That's the 120.25 level. You've got a key reversal, bearish engulfing candle. And I would just be patient on this because if you get a close below that, this is going to pull back further. To where exactly? I would have to say probably the 117-ish area would become a target. I'll see if we can put it on the, I don't know, I'm not going to have the the time right now. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it real quickly here. Let's take a look at the TAS market profiles, and then we'll do on the 1 minute drill. We'll come back. And so 118.23 is more likely an area for you to take a look at, pay attention to. That is on Sempra Energy. The last question was if we could take a look at sand. That's Sandstrom Gold out here. And Sandstrom Gold, today it's trading above its daily profile. Somewhat short-term, little bullish out here, but it's done this in essence the past couple of trading sessions out here. And so you've really got to see this get over its swing point or its consolidation point. The trading session November 2nd, 1.5 million shares. You're only 458 today. So this is light volume. I expect this is going to continue to consolidate out here. In the case of SAND, it's doing in essence what the GDX is doing. We didn't cover the GDX, but you'll see out here, I thought you would. There we go. If we take a look at it, we're in wave number 5 of potentially are 6 of 7 waves to the downside. Doesn't look like this has the energy to bust out today. We'll see it push down again at the lows out there, I hope, and to create one of those 7th wave moves. Folks, stay tuned. David White's up next. Tom O'Brien from 3 to 5, and I'll be back with you on Terrific Thursday. Take care.
Larry Pesavento and John Jameson are teaming up for a live hour-long webinar Wednesday, November 15th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, titled The Hidden Secrets Behind Trading and Investing in Cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are some of the most volatile trading markets in the world right now, and this is a webinar that you will not want to miss. In this live 60-minute webinar, John and Larry will discuss a variety of topics, including where cryptocurrencies trade and how to get started, how to recognize supply and demand in cryptocurrencies, and the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and why knowing this one piece of information puts you in the top 1% of cryptocurrency traders, as well as many more topics. Visit the front page of TFNN.com for all the information and to sign up today for Fibonacci 24/7, and we'll see you Wednesday, November 15th for the hidden secrets behind trading and investing in cryptocurrencies.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This is TFNN, the Tiger Financial News Network. TFNN Headline News Update.
Headline news update. The Dow is down 90 points at 23,318. Came off the low that was at 23,242. This is a new low since it's about 2 weeks it's taken to get down to this level again. That makes the resistance at 23,340 is very strong, but better hold 23,290 today. Otherwise, it starts to go down again rather than closing towards the highs as it has done recently. The S&P was also down quite sharply right now. It is down at the, let me just get this, S&P at this point is down. Oops, I lost it. Sorry about that. Here we go. The S&P is down 9 at 25,069. Made a lower low as well. It has very strong resistance in the 2573 area. Mustn't take out 2563 today, otherwise it'll start to decline even deeper.